So I'm very excited to talk about these. I think I will start with the romances, I think. For the romance category, I have two books that I enjoyed most in this year. I'll start with the one that I read first this year, the first 5-star read in romance that I had this year. Also, please excuse, I took a shower only like an hour ago, so my hair is still a tiny bit wet. So I hope that's not too bad. But yeah, the first book, romance book that I rated 5 stars is no other than Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This was a totally random 5-star for me. I did not expect that I would love this book so much. But I loved this so much. I read this on the train going to my boyfriend's brother's wedding. It was a horrible train ride, but this book made it 1,000 times better for me. I have never had a book where I started it and I just wanted to keep continuing, and I read like 140 pages on the ride there, or 150 pages, which is like half of this book, I think. Yeah, almost half of this book, which is kind of insane. I've never had that before, but this was just so easy, so fun, so catching. It was so good. I read a few Emily Henry books this year as well, but they were not as good as this one. Please don't kill me for saying that, but that's just my personal opinion. This just did it for me. I will read the back to you. I think I've shown this in 1 or 2 videos before, but yeah. To find their soulmates, all they need is 4 dates, a kiss, and a breakup. Justin is a curse, and thanks to a Reddit thread, it's now all over the internet. Every woman he dates goes on to find their soulmate the second they break up. When a woman slides into his DMs with the same problem, they come up with a plan. They'll date, break up, and cancel out each other's curses. Emma hadn't planned that her next assignment as a traveling nurse would be Minnesota, but she and her best friend agree that dating Justin is too good an opportunity to pass up, especially when they get to rent an adorable cottage on a private island on Lake Minnetonka. It's supposed to be a quick fling just for the summer, but when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings, they're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings for one another. But what if this time fate has actually brought the perfect pair together? It was just so cute. I thought that the point with the Reddit thread was also so funny and random. Like, I really enjoyed that part a lot. I loved that it was not only about romance. I realized that I really like subplots in romance books. I just don't like it to be strictly about the romance, but I need stuff going on outside of that. And this has like complicated family dynamics, which I just found so relatable and so great to read. And how they figure out everything. It was just fantastic. Immediately 5 stars. I couldn't put it down. I was obsessed. I think I read it like within like 3 days, which is pretty quick for myself. who says that? Beautiful. Obsessed. So this was definitely also a 5-star read. Very different from Just for the Summer, but still really great. I was kind of worried that because I watched the series, this book wasn't gonna be that good, but I enjoyed it just as much. I was listening to the Queen Charlotte soundtrack and the Bridgerton soundtracks with my headphones while reading this, and damn, I cried. It was so beautiful. I don't know. I was obsessed with that for like a good month. And yeah, I just love this. I think they're a beautiful couple, also obviously in the series. And King George is my type, so it was even more like, you know? So this was really, really fun, super good. I loved it. Go read it. No, I'm joking. Okay. Now we're moving on. I'll go next into the YA category, I guess. I have 2 books for that as well. Very different books, but they're both YA, so I think that fits. The first one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I joined the hype train very, very lately. I don't even know when this book came out, but I'm pretty sure it's a while ago. But whenever books are very hyped, I don't want to read them. This is like a really weird thing with me. I don't know why, but whenever a book is like really hyped up, I am not interested to read it. I don't know. I can't explain that. But it was the same with this one, of course. And so the first Holly Jackson book that I read was actually The Disappearance of Rachel Price, and I really liked that. So I was like, you know what? I'll give this one a go. And the whole series, the whole books of Good Girl's Guide to Murder, 1 through 3, sorry. Great, so good, so fun. The third one was low-key traumatizing, but nonetheless really, really good. I actually gave this book to my boyfriend and I made him read it, and he said he liked it as well. But he mostly reads thrillers, so he's used to much more violence, I guess. So he thought it was a little too chill for him, I guess. But he liked it nonetheless, and I loved it too. I also watched the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. It was like a short series of like 6 episodes. I watched that while I had COVID this summer. But I have to say that I was really let down by that, actually. They changed a lot of things, which in the series it just doesn't make sense when you've read the books. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that. But hey, the books were fantastic. The second one is actually my absolute favorite, but I have that on my Kindle and I have this one physical, so I just thought I'll just hold up this one. But yeah, all very, very good. I loved it. And sometimes I miss this world because it was just so easy, so fun. Like it really took my mind elsewhere. Like I was really, really immersed in the story. So this was super nice. Loved it. I'll take a quick sipping break. I'm sorry. My mouth has been really dry in the past few days, not sure why. Okay. The second one, YA book, is on my Kindle. My lovely little Kindle. In case you're new, I have the Kindle Basic. I bought it a year ago and I really, really like it a lot. I've been reading a lot of physical books, but that's mainly the reason because I want to fill my bookshelf so that I can have them on display. But usually I wouldn't be doing that. This book I've talked about a few times already. Probably too many times. But still, I'll quickly go over it because it just deserves to be talked about. books. If you don't like that, then this book is definitely not your piece of cake. But I loved it. I read it like in January, so almost a year ago, but I still think about it so regularly, and that just shows how much it has impacted me. I just love Eden. She's my girl. So, yeah, if you're a woman and you like women literature, this is like YA, but it goes in that direction a lot, I think, so I loved it. So, that's all I'll say for that, because this is supposed to be relaxing. By the way, if you have not followed me on my Goodreads yet, it is in the description box below, my username. It is MusiASMR, literally the same as this, but yeah. Another book which is very similar to the last one that I showed you, I just literally finished 2 weeks ago. This was the last book that I finished. And it is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This book has been on my TBR for half a year probably. I never got around to reading it just yet, but now I did. And oh my god, this is not YA, this is a memoir by Chanel Miller, the author of this book, obviously. I'm giving a trigger warning. This will be about SA, because that's what happens in this story. But I was immediately so immersed in her story. Within the first 10 pages, I was down bad, I'm telling you. It was so good. The way that she writes, I've never read a book like that. It is just presented to you on a plate, like, here you go. That's what happened. This is it. Like, there's not much talk around it. She's very direct with her words. And when people are like that, in books, I really, really like that. So this was just super great. There were so many quotes in this book that I loved. Also, I have this thing, I've said this in a few videos before, but whenever I like something that happens on a specific page of the book, I tend to fold the page. And I don't know if my camera's focusing right now, but I folded almost every page in this book because it was just too impactful and too fantastic. I'll read the back to you. Duh. Yeah, I think that's a smarter idea. Also, I just realized that I did not read the backs of the other books to you. I'm sorry. I was just so happy to talk about them, but I'm pretty sure that you've heard of these books before. Yeah, I think these are very popular, so I think that's okay. I'm so sorry, I literally just forgot. I haven't filmed a book ASMR video in a while. But I'll read this one. Universally acclaimed and instant New York Times bestseller, this breathtaking memoir gives readers the privilege of knowing her not just as Emily Doe, but as Chanel Miller, the writer, the artist, the survivor, the fighter. Her story of trauma and transcendence illuminates a culture biased to protect perpetrators in dictating a criminal justice system designed to fail the most vulnerable, and ultimately shining with the courage required to move through suffering and to live a full and beautiful life. Know My Name will forever transform the way we think about SA, challenging our beliefs about what is acceptable and speaking truth to the reality of healing. Entwining pain, resilience, and humor, this memoir will stand as a modern classic. Yes, I agree. This will be a modern classic, I'm telling you. I think everybody should read this. Not only is it about SA, but just society, what the internet can do to you. Like how people super quickly pick sides and then defend whoever it is, even if the person that they're defending is technically in the wrong. And just toxic behavior online, canceling culture, technically, even though all of this happened 10 years ago. But this was super impactful. I'm speechless. I love this book with my whole heart. It was fantastic. I'm obsessed. Really, it was so good. I love it. freshman, and while he's not the biggest geek in school, he is by no means popular. Shy, introspective, intelligent, beyond his years, yet socially awkward. He's a wallflower, caught between trying to live his life and trying to run from it. Charlie is attempting to navigate his way through uncharted territory, the world of first dates and mixtapes, family dramas and new fronts, the world of sex, drugs, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. When all one requires is that perfect song on that perfect drive to feel infinite, but Charlie can't stay on the sideline forever. Standing on the rings of life offers a unique perspective, but there comes a time to see what it looks like from the dance floor. I love this. Like I just said, I loved all of these books that I'm talking about today. It's not even that long. Let me see. 237 pages, which I don't think is that long, personally. But it was so good, so impactful. I really love Charlie. I also really love Sam, that's another character, and Patrick. It's great. It gives absolute 2000s vibes, and just so sweet. That's all I can say. I loved it. Another thing that I think is kind of special about my copy is that this was actually gifted to me. I have a little note here from my aunt. I was diagnosed with a illness recently, 2 months ago, and so she